is one wealth rule that you need. Everyone talks about so many different types of wealth rules, different types of things you need to do with your money, different things that you need to do with your time, different things you need to do with your financial literacy. But the only thing that you need just in general is the skill of financial literacy. That is the one only wealth building skill that can actually get you where you want in life. Because if you have money, but you don't have the ability to actualize your wealth, you will never actually be wealthy. And financial literacy is what allows you to be a person who can actualize your wealth. Why? Because of the it's called the lottery effect. There are statistics that say that 90% of everyone who will ever win the lottery will become broke or go back to where they started in less than 3 years or less. Why? It's not for any special reason. It's not because the lottery is a scam. It's not for any other reason besides the fact that people are getting money, but they're not getting the skill. When you get the money and you lack the skill of financial literacy, you will always go back to where you started. So imagine, like, this is actually what would piss me off the most, is if I didn't understand financial literacy and I spent my whole life getting higher paying jobs. I spent my whole life growing a business. I spent my whole life trying to get money, thinking that money was the thing that was going to make me wealthy. It's not. Learning to maintain money, the actual maintenance of money, is what makes you wealthy. If you can keep more than you let leave your pocket, you will be wealthy. And this is why when I teach people about financial literacy and personal finance, we start with the word that everyone hates, but it's called a budget. Why? Why do I start with that? Because most people come to me and they say, I want money. I want to have money. I want to have more money. My first thought is, you already have the money. How do I know that? Because when I was figuring out my budget, I already had the money. I thought, I need to go get a part-time job. I need to go do this. I need to go do that, and blah, blah. But then I realized there's only so many part-time jobs that I can get before my 24 hours is up. I still need to sleep. I still need to eat. I still need to be able to travel back and forth to those jobs. I still need to be able to have a life outside of work. So what do I do with my time? What exactly am I supposed to do with my time if all of it's spent working? I had to realize, okay, I can't get enough I can't have enough part-time jobs to be able to sustain the life that I want. So I went straight to the money that I had. That's what I knew what to do. And this is really my own personal finance journey. I literally just had to go to all I had. I was like, okay, I can't keep getting more jobs. I have to go look at the money that I have. And I found out that I was spending more than I was making every single month. And I found out that I was spending more on food than I was on my needs and like my necessities. And I found out that my debt to income ratio was actually above the national average. It was absolutely terrible. I was able to fix that, get down to zero debt. My credit score rounds to 800. I have no financial stress in my life. I'm fully functional when it comes to money. I could have a $2,000 bill tomorrow and my mind would be able to calibrate exactly on how to fix that or how to manage these unexpected expenses. That is why I make videos on personal finance, not because I'm some smart person that studied finances, because I was in that position at one time and I know exactly what you're going through and I know exactly how you can get out of it. But the only wealth building skill you need is not about making more money. It's not about learning all the different things online that you can use to make money. It's about financial literacy. And don't get me wrong, I have over 12 income streams that I use all the time, interchangeably, whenever, like, depending on how much time I have, depending on how much energy I want to put into something, I would just dabble around in all different types of things. Why? Because that's the point of life, just to have fun, have things to do, things that can bring you money, things you can create, things that can build your wealth, multiple streams of income. However, that isn't the ultimate goal. If someone comes to me, I've had someone come to me and they say specifically, oh, I want to make more money for this specific reason, that my goal is to make more money. I'm not going to teach them the 12 things that I do to make money. Well, as of yesterday, it's now 14. But as of today, it's actually 16. I have 16 income streams. And it's been crazy because I'm doing a millionaire's morning routine, and it has quantum leaped my life since I started 2 days ago. I've gotten 4 amazingly like business ideas that actually work in the past 2 days. Two yesterday, 2 today, which is crazy because I normally get like 1 every 6 months. So that has also been really, really helping me with my mental clarity, this challenge that I'm doing. But I am not going to give you that as the first result. I'm not just going to tell you how to make more money. Why? Because you think money is the solution to your problem, and it's not. Like I told you before, when you talk about, when you think about the fact that people win the lottery, they're going from making maybe $70,000 a year, $50,000 a year, to making 10 million in just one day. Their bank account goes from $1,000 to $1 million. They don't have the financial literacy to be able to hold that money and actually make it build their wealth. It's crazy because 75% of people will say, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't go buy a car. I wouldn't go buy a house. I would do this. I would do that. No, you probably wouldn't. And I say that because having money is very different from the idea of money and thinking what you would do with someone else's finances. It's very, very different. I've literally been there where I 6x'd my income, and then I 8x'd my income. And all the things I said I would never do with money, I was like, I'm about to buy that, I'm about to buy that, I'm about to buy that. But then the financial literacy part of me clicked in, the part that I've mastered clicked in, and I was like, okay, we no longer do depreciating assets. We constantly create appreciating assets. We no longer are spending money on things. We're spending money on, we're investing money, right, into ourselves, into our lives. So when you think about financial literacy in layers, the one thing I would say is it starts with understanding how wealth is actually built. You cannot build wealth if you don't understand how it starts. And it starts with financial literacy. If you have financial literacy, that's like teaching a man to fish. We've all heard that parable. If you give a man a fish, he will eat for a night. If you teach a man to fish, he will eat for a lifetime. He'll be able to feed his family. He'll be able to feed his children, his entire community. He'll be able to teach other people how to fish. And everyone will live an abundant life instead of just feeding him for the night. So that's what financial literacy is. Wealth is like having abundant fish for the entire community forever. Because everybody now can learn how to fish. Now everybody can learn how to fish. And not having financial literacy is like someone giving you fish for the night, just telling you, hey, go start a digital marketing company and that's going to make you money. Businesses, I made a video about this as well. Businesses are not income streams. They really shouldn't be thought about as income streams. They are simply, they're not wealth building streams. They are funding opportunities to fund your lifestyle. Like a business is not any different than having a 9-to-5 job. A business is simply buying the obligation to be your own boss. It's no different. So we shouldn't be treating starting a business the same as we treat wealth. It's not the same. Absolutely not. Because 90% of businesses fail. So clearly that's not the case. And only the businesses that succeed, guess what they do? Focus on financial literacy. So in this video, I'm going to break down the entire skill that can make you wealthy, which is obviously financial literacy. You're literally just one idea away from transforming your financial future by thinking about financial literacy in a different way. You may have a different idea about financial literacy in your brain right now. You might be like, okay, well, when I think about financial literacy, if you're watching this video in real time, put what you think about financial literacy in the comments. And once this video posts and it's live on the channel, put in the comments, literally, what you think about financial literacy. When I think about financial literacy, I think about reading books on money. That's where my brain went to. Like, just read books on money. That's not really what financial literacy is. So I'm going to get into that in this video. The first thing is setting a measurable financial goal. There's absolutely no way that you can be financially literate if you do not have an end goal. It's like getting into your car, turning on your Apple Maps, you got your music blasting, and you're like, okay, let's go to Target. But you haven't started the GPS. The GPS doesn't know where you currently are. So how can it get you to Target? You could be in Nebraska, you could be in Atlanta, you could be in Switzerland. How does it know where it's trying to get you to if it doesn't know where you are? It has to know where you are to be able to calculate the distance and the direction of where you need to go next. So the first thing we do is we start the GPS. We click on the Apple Maps and we say, this is our goal. This is where we want to get to, which will put a distance between us right now and the goal that we want. So let's just say your target goal is to save $10,000 in 12 months. I actually have a video coming next week that breaks down the entire way that you can save $10,000 a month living with under $40,000 in your income. Like an annual salary of $40,000, being able to save $10,000, and also how to pay off debt and save and invest. That is one of the best videos I've made on budgeting as far as a real life example. And that video is coming very soon. It's already scheduled to go up. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss that video. Now, once you create that very measurable goal, you're going to go ahead and master the basics of money. Now, there are so many money principles that are going to pop into your head once you start to really absorb the content that I'm speaking about. So if you don't understand money or you always struggle with money, you have to break down the basics. I did this in a 1 hour, 30-minute video. It is the full budgeting, breakdown, financial literacy, freedom plan that I used tons of time ago to be able to become financially literate. And so you can find that video, the entire blueprint, like the entire roadmap, on my channel. And it also breaks down understanding cash flow, understanding assets, understanding liabilities. Okay, so that's the only 1 hour, 30-minute video on my channel. It's very easy to find it. However, you have to make sure that you are understanding what money is really about. Because if you don't understand money, it doesn't matter how much you get, you will always lose it. You will always lose it. I see Isaac in the chat. What is up? What is up? So the third thing that's going to lead you to financial literacy is actually increasing your income and building multiple streams. That is one of the things that I teach, but you don't have to learn it from me. You can learn it from literally anybody. Just find somebody that you trust that has built multiple income streams and then go learn what they did. Now, if you don't learn about the basics and the history of how wealth is built and you go and skip to step 3, you're going to probably lose it. Not because you're a bad person or because you're stupid or you're dumb or you blah, 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 blah. It's simply because that's how money works. If money is not managed, it's lost. If money is not looked after, you won't find where it goes. I think all of us can agree at some point of our lives, we have said, we had money at the beginning of the month, and then when we turn around and pay bills, ain't no money in the account. It's not because the money just automatically disappeared. It's because we don't know where it went. We did something with it. Nobody stole that money from us. Nobody stole that money. But the problem is we don't know where the money went. We literally don't know where the money went. So if you don't know where your money is going and your money is disappearing from in front of your face, like for me, before I looked at a budget, I was like, I need to get another part-time job. Like, how am I going to save and invest? And then when I looked at my budget, all of a sudden I had $600 of savings that I could put towards my investments every month. There's no way. How so? How sway? How is that possible? This is my own personal story, and I know tens of thousands of other people are going to have that same exact story. I know for a fact, because it's not an uncommon story. Most people just don't want to talk about money. Most people just want to keep spending money. They just want to keep spending it. He says, great conversation. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a very, very important conversation. And I love that you point that out, because so many people have this same exact story of just not knowing what to do with money. But then we don't talk about it. We never speak about it. And when I started speaking about money on my Instagram story, I started to get DMs from people all the time. They are saying, I've never, first of all, heard you speak at all. But second, you're speaking about something nobody talks about. This is so important. You need to keep making these videos. And so that is why I keep making these financial literacy videos, because there is some young girl, some young guy, some young person, some person in their 30s or their 40s who has never heard this information before, and they need to understand the different levels of how to build wealth. So the main ways that you can actually build your wealth is to learn a high income skill. These are things that you can charge a high income for. Basically, if you have this skill, you will have a high income because you can charge a lot for it. Some people call this a premium value offer. The only reason someone will call it a premium value offer is because they are switching the prefacing of the actual skill. So if I call it premium value, you think about what you get out of it. If I call it a high income skill, I'm thinking about what I get from it because I'm getting paid. Okay, so I have half of the 16 that I have are high income skills. So I'm not making $100, $200, $300. I'm making thousands at a time, tens of thousands at a time. So it's very important that you have high income skills, because that can help to supplement, depending on, like I talked about before, the time that you have to put into different income streams. You may not have all day to go do something. So you need to have multiple different types of risk management that you can use to build your income. The second thing is monetizing your knowledge. That is what I do here on the internet. Before TikTok, got kaput or whatever, I was talking on TikTok, and I also talk on my Instagram story. On the internet is how you monetize your knowledge. I literally created an ebook that lives on my website. Whenever I post on my Instagram story, I get to link the book, show people how I'm making money on a daily basis, link the book, and people will buy the book if they care enough to buy the book. I can't force anybody to buy the 28 boss beliefs that I have in my head about money. However, if they want to, it's on my website. So you have to monetize your knowledge, and you can start freelancing. You can consult people. You can have a digital consecration like I do here. Or you can just simply create some type of digital product, like an ebook, something that's very simple that puts all your knowledge into one. If you didn't know, that's actually how coaching programs are put together. Coaching programs from mentors and coaches and business coaches is simply them teaching what's out of their books. So if you don't want to pay $50,000 for an hour with a coach, like for me, I think the highest I paid for an hour with a coach was like about $3,000. If I didn't want to do that, I would have purchased her book. She doesn't have a book, but majority of coaches that have a book are teaching out of the book. They might have a book for, let's just say they specialize in 3 things. They'll likely have 3 books on those three things. Look into it. You'll find out this is true. Or if they do selling but also consecration, they'll have 2 books to cover those 2 topics. Whatever they specialize in, they'll likely have a book for it, because they wrote the book 10 years ago. They don't care about selling it for $15 or $20, because it's an offer that keeps selling. But that is a way that you can monetize your knowledge. And I've written 1 book. I'm in the process of writing 2 more, and that's also going to allow me to monetize my knowledge. So as I get on more podcasts, and as I get more people to be on my YouTube channel, as I get more visibility, as I build my audience, we're almost at 90 subscribers, which is crazy because I just announced being at 70. So as we're growing, as the channel's growing, those books are always going to stay there. So the links will be, all the links will be all over the internet at some point. And so it's very important that you can monetize your knowledge. That is one of the greatest ways to increase your income. So your high income skills and monetizing your knowledge. That is the financial literacy in general is the one wealth building skill. You cannot build wealth if you do not have financial literacy. Financial literacy is the only thing that can get you to keep your wealth, because wealth is not about getting more money. It's about keeping the money that you have. Okay? It's about keeping the money that you have. I get passionate about this because so many people will come to me for coaching, and the first thing they say is, I want to make more money. You don't need to make more money. You need to figure out what's going on in that bank account. And guess what? I find that, not even to shame people, because I was this way. That's why I offered the services I do, because I was there. He says facts. Yeah, this is also true. And so the first thing I will say is, let's go look at your recent transactions. Let's go see what you've been, this money that's been running away. Let's go look at it. The first thing they say is, oh, there's way too many transactions. This is way too many places. I don't even know how to track all of that. Exactly. Financially literate people can track their finances. If you ask me, okay, how much do you spend on this, this, and that? Okay, how much is your rent? How much is your this? How much is your that? How much are you saving for a house per month? How much are you investing here? How much are you saving there? How much is your grocery bill? How much is your this? I would literally, numbers are popping in my head right now because that stays at the top of my mind. And that's why I'm considered a financially literate person, because I understand my finances. And no matter what expense comes to my field, no matter what is thrown my way, I can handle it. It doesn't matter what expense is being thrown at me. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not trying to attract none of these, right? But I'm just saying, you're not going to live your whole life without an unexpected expense. And when those things happen, that's when that financial cloud comes in your head and you can't stop thinking about it. And now you're like, dang, my debt just got bigger. My credit score just dropped some more because my usage went up. Like, these are real life things that really affect people. And so I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure to comment down below when this video posts all your takeaways from this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate your time so much for being here, because this is a very valuable conversation that we need to keep having.